Hey guys, I just wanted to say I'm sorry it's been a while. It's been a while since I posted a review on a movie or a game or like did fan casting or did anything like that. I enjoy doing that on my blog and on here on YouTube as much as the next guy, but it's not really giving me what I want anymore, and I'm debating whether or not that's even me anymore. Like, I enjoy doing that sort of thing as much as the next guy, but it's not really me giving me that sense of contribution I've been looking for. At least not opposed to this. So, what I'm going to do for you right now is I'm going to try something a little different. K-pop. So, I just started writing fanfic stuff on AO3, and it's actually a great way to deal for me to deal with my ideas that are based on existing IPs and stuff. I found that it's great for that. So here is K-pop Demon Hunters fan sequel part 1, The Flames of Truth. Now some background information. It started with me coming up with thinking about the theory, coming up with the theory that Celine killed Rumi's parents. Rumi being the main co-protagonist. Now I'm sure I'm probably not the only one that thought of this. I'm sure there are other people that share that theory. Like if Mad Pat was still around and still with the Theorist crew, he'd probably whip up something like that. I'm just saying that I support it. I'm not saying I created it. So it started from that and it kind of ballooned from there. Now this, like first part of the fan sequel, I did by myself, the main ideas. I did have a little help with the AI on my computer for like the formatting and stuff, how it should be written out. But for the most part, this was all me. So here we go. Part 1, The Flames of Truth by me, Nathaniel Pulse. Based on the movies and characters created by Netflix and Sony Animation. Exterior city streets day. While walking through the bustling city streets of Seoul in their typical disguises, hoodies, sunglasses, and bucket hats, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe's attention turns to a new storefront. A strange and mystical-looking antique shop that stands where Healer Han's office was. Isn't this Healer Han's old shop? Maybe he found other ways to scam people. Wait, isn't this Healer Han's old shop? Rumi. Mira. Maybe he found other ways to scam people. Zoe. Hey, he was a very nice man. He seemed perfectly legit. Mira. Those tonics he sold us were fruit juice, Zoe. While Mira and Zoe continue bickering indistinctly, Rumi decides to investigate. She opens the door slowly as it chimes in a low and melodic brass ring. Hello? Hello? She shrugs, then closes the door, and then turns around to the other girls, ending their brief arguments. Guess no one's home. But just as she says that, a hand hits the glass and changes the sign, causing them all to jump back and scream in shock. It is then that the girls are introduced to the shopkeeper, an eccentric, albeit creepy senior citizen who is not who they appear, a James Hong or a Wei Ching Ho type. I'm keeping it open-ended because someone might feel like, because, sometimes people might feel like it would work better if it was an eccentric old man or if an eccentric old woman, so I'm kind of leaving the door open on that. The shopkeeper then adjusts his glasses to get a better look at who his customers are. The shopkeeper. Ah, Huntrix! Such an honor to have such esteemed guests visit my humble shop in the bold. The girls frantically try to shush and shut the shopkeeper up, fearing that he is going to blow their cover. People stop in the city streets and turn their heads to the scene that is being caused. Please, come inside. Have a look around. It would be an absolute honor to have you be my very first roomie. All right, if it'll get you to stop talking. The girls then have no choice but to enter the mysterious shop. Interior Antique Shop Day. Zoe. Wow. This place doesn't look like a creepy antique shop from a horror movie at all. Shopkeeper. Thank you, he says as he apparates in front of them once more, startling them again. So, Mr. Creepy Shopkeeper, what happened to Healer Han? Wasn't this his own storefront? Said Mira. The shopkeeper. Oh, I'm afraid Mr. Han had to step out for a while. He entrusted his business to me in the meantime. So, Mira, so you just took it over? Zoe. Yep, not like a horror movie at all. Rumi. Mr. Shopkeeper, what is it you do here? The shopkeeper. Oh, all sorts of things, Rumi. Rumi is shocked. She never once introduced herself or heard the others say her name in front of him. The shopkeeper also says her name with a hint of familiarity, as though he's known her for her whole life. The shopkeeper continued, I've got tarot card readings, healing crystals, incense. Rumi's attention turns to a teapot on the shop's counter. Whoa, this thing looks older than I am. Mira, must be worth a fortune. Shopkeeper, excellent choice, he says as he pops out from behind the counter, jump scaring them again. Rumi and Zoe are scared straight into Mira's arms. Mira, will you stop that? The shopkeeper. I sense tension amongst you three. Things that need to be taken off your chests. Secrets that need to be told. He says, locking eyes directly with Rumi for that last part. Come, join me for a tea leaf reading. Rumi, sir, that really isn't necessary. Shopkeeper, please, my treat. It's on me. Mira, whatever gets us out of this freak show faster. Shopkeeper, that's the spirits. Mira, still carrying Rumi and Zoe, follows the shopkeeper into an adjoined room with a large round table. Cut to interior hidden room, day. The three girls are now sitting in chairs opposite the shopkeeper. He then begins pouring the tea into 3 cups using the same teapot that Rumi was eyeing earlier. Shopkeeper. My own recipe. I made it myself. Took me an entire lifetime to get it right. The girls are still wary, not motioning towards the teacups until he reaches his hand out. Finally, they begin drinking. The shopkeeper then puts on a fez cap. Let's start with you, the small chatty one, he says as he takes the cup away from Zoe's hand and mouth, who's still mid-drink. He swishes the cup around, then uses his bony, spindly fingers to stir the remaining leaves. Inside the cup, the tea leaves show a picture of an old bird cage with the door open. Shopkeeper. Ah, yes, I see. Always walking on eggshells, aren't you? Always worried about being too much. Too American. Zoe's eyes widen. Always worried that you don't fit in the mold that was cast for you. Those fears will go away, because the mold that was cast for you will soon be broken. I don't... How did you... Shopkeeper. That was Zoe's line. And now for shopkeeper continuing. Shopkeeper. Now you, the pink-haired angry one. He then swipes Mira's cup away from her, just like before with Zoe. He swishes the cup around, then swirls it around his fingers, just like before. Inside her cup, the tea leaves mimic the shape of cracks in a stone wall. Interesting. Always hide behind walls, don't you? You wonder why your family never loved you like your found family. Just like before, Mira's eyes widened in shock, wondering how he could possibly know that. Shopkeeper continued. You wonder if you were the daughter they ever wanted. But the walls that you hide behind are breaking, Mira. Mira, her voice trembling and breaking with rage. That's enough. We're leaving. Shopkeeper. And last but not least, you, the purple-haired one. Just like the others, he swishes the cup, then swirls around the leaves with his finger. The tea leaves inside mimic the exact shape of a demon's patterns. Shopkeeper. Oh, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Rumi. My cup? What does it say? Your cup? Shopkeeper. Your cup? Your cup doesn't show the future, Rumi. It shows a theft. Rumi. A theft? Shopkeeper. Indeed, something was taken from you before you were old enough to even scream for it. He puts the cup aside, now locking eyes directly with Rumi once more. Your mother. She fell in love with a demon, didn't she? Do you did you ever know what happened to her? Rumi. It was an accident. A fire. The shopkeeper. A fire, yes, but not in this world. The one below. The shopkeeper continued. Celine never really told you, did she? What's really happened to your mother? Or your father? How much do you Mira? Okay, this is ridiculous. I don't know if you're just some creepy fan or someone that spends too much time stalking us on the internet, but this freak show of yours is over, she says as she gets up from her seat. Zoe, yeah, come on, Rumi. Mira grabs Rumi's arm to lead her out, but she refuses to budge. Rumi, wait. Tell me. Zoe, Rumi, you say you know what happened. Tell me. Mira, Rumi, what are you doing? The shopkeeper. Not tell you, my dear, but I can show you. I can show you. Shopkeeper then brushes the teapot and the cups off the table and onto the floor in one swift motion as they shatter to the ground. He then pulls out a large stone cauldron. After putting in some strange assorted powders, he needs one last ingredient. Snip, snip, snip. He plucks one hair from each of the girls' heads. Lastly, he lights a match from an old matchbook. As he drops the match inside, he takes each of their hairs and drops them in one at a time. He then holds Rumi's hair for a brief moment, looking at it as though it's a gold coin before he drops into the cauldron. The cauldron bursts into flame, and the colors change to a more sinister pink and violet hue. The shopkeeper. Behold, the flames of truth. Gaze unto them. See the truth which has been kept from you. Rumi. I'm not sure if the shopkeeper shouted. Do it! Rumi. Ah, okay, okay. The vision begins. Once they gaze into the flames of truth, they don't just flicker, they solidify. Zoe. Is that us? Shopkeeper. No talking. It'll disrupt the connection. As the fire ripples, they see the glimpses of all hunters throughout history, before it stops at the Sunlight Sisters, Celine's former band and the previous hunters before them. The flames then show a couple sitting under an ancient willow tree in front of a beautiful sunset. Icho, Mi-young, we cannot keep hiding our love forever. Mi-young, I know that, Icho, but my bandmates, my friends. They won't understand. They think that all demons are monsters, undeserving of love and sympathy. Icho, and what do you think? He says as he pulls her face towards his. Miyang, I think you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, she says before kissing him. Rumi, is that my mother? She really did marry a demon. Shopkeeper, stop talking. It's getting into the good part. Icho, sometimes I like to think about a time in the future where demons no longer steal souls, and because of that, there's no need for hunters. As Icho continues, Miyang gazes at him lovingly, where mankind and demons could finally live in peace and harmony. Just wishful thinking, I suppose. Miyang chuckles. No, I think that future is closer than you think. She says as she places his hand on her stomach. Icho's eyes widen. Rumi has already been conceived at this point in time. Miyang and Icho kiss once more, before another vision is shown. The flames of truth begin to show an argument between Celine and Miyang. Celine, have you forgotten who we are, what we stand for? We are supposed to hunt and slay demons, not breed with them. Miyang, maybe not, shouting, maybe not every demon deserves to be slain. I am not in love with a demon. I fell in love with a tortured man inside. Miyang begins to leave, but then Celine draws out her magic sword. Celine, if this is how it must be! Flash, a splash of crimson amongst the ground. Flash, Icho's body falls to the ground, eyes still filled with that wishful thinking look. Flash, Celine's kneeling over Miyang's fallen body, her face shifting from rage to a horrific sobbing grief. The vision then slams shut. Interior hidden room. The girls are then pulled back into the real world as the flames of truth die down. Rumi, did that really just happen? Zoe, what was that? An alarm starts beeping, startling the girls once more. Sort of like a beep beep, beep beep. The shopkeeper. Oh, look at the time. Sorry, gotta close up shop. He says as he begins pushing the girls out of his store. Shopkeeper, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy yourself. Be sure to shout out your friends. Can I just ask one more question? Shopkeeper, no, not one along. You have a lot to talk about. As he holds the door open, the girls each notice a familiar, eerie sight on his outstretched arm. Zoe, you have patterns. The shopkeeper. Everyone has patterns, my dear. Some are just better at hiding them than others. He then throws the girls back out to the street and then closes the door. The lights go out. Rumi then runs back to the door, frantically trying to open it, but it's locked. Rumi, let me in. Open the door. Open this door right now. You can't just show me that and leave. She groans in frustration. The camera then pans back to Mira and Zoe. Zoe, did Celine really? Mira. Zoe, you saw the patterns. The guy was a demon. This is all just some trick. Just another one of Gima's schemes. Zoe, you really think so? Mira, no one would do anything that messed up, not even Celine. Right, Rumi? Tell Rumi? Rumi has already ventured on her way. Zoe, Rumi, where are you going? Rumi, her voice like ice. Celine's. I want to hear it from her. Mira and Zoe look at each other briefly before they begin following her. Thunder roars as it begins to rain. Cut to exterior Celine's dojo, night. Rumi continues marching over Celine's house, the others lagging behind. Mira, Rumi, let's just talk about this. Zoe, she's probably not even home. But Rumi continues on her way. Slam! Rumi bursts the door open. Her patterns, though normally a soft violet or blue hue, are now red-orange, symbolizing her descent into anger. Thunder claps a second time as the lightning flashes. Celine, Rumi, girls, is everything all right? Rumi, I need to talk to you about what happened to my mother and my father. Celine. Oh, Rumi, you know the story. Your father. Bip, bip, bip. Celine. Rumi interrupts. The real story. Celine. Rumi. You know as much as I do. Your mother fell in love with a demon who went on to Rumi. I saw it! Upon saying this, Rumi. I saw it! Upon saying this, the ground shakes and red-orange waves rattle across the ground, causing Mira and Zoe to lose their balance and fall. Zoe, what was that? Rumi, I saw you kill my parents with a sword. My sword. I just had to hear it from a demon shopkeeper instead of from you. Celine, Rumi, have you been insulting with demons again? Rumi, again? Zoe laughs sheepishly while Mira looks over to the side, whistling nonchalantly as to get back up. So like a and Mira will be like, I can't whistle, so I just have to take my word for it. Celine, you know better than that. There's no truth in anything those monsters say. They are Rumi. Don't! Red-orange waves rattle across the ground again, this time causing Celine to lose her balance and fall. You put, Rumi continued, you put this on me. Rumi is now armed with her sword, pointing it directly at her face. Rumi continued, tell me the truth. Tell me you didn't do it. Celine slowly gets back up, Rumi still pointing her sword directly at her face. Celine, a heavy sigh. I had a feeling this day would come. In a way, I hoped it never would. Celine continued, I'm sorry, Rumi. It's true. Rumi lowers her sword slightly. What? Celine, come inside. I promise. I'll tell you everything. Interior Celine's dojo, night. Rumi, Mira, and Zoe are seated on an L-shaped couch, while Celine sits opposite them in a different chair, her posture perfect, her hands folded. She still looks like a teacher, not a killer. Celine, it all started long ago, when my band, the Sunlight Sisters, were the hunters of this world. When the sisters were the only thing standing between our world and total darkness. Beginning flashback sequence. We had just finished a massive world tour. Your mother, Mi Young, met a stranger on the road. They fell in love. Montage. Mi Young is shown laughing and flirting with Icho, a shadowy, handsome figure by the group tour bus. Rumi. My father. Celine. Yes. It seemed harmless at first. We were actually happy for her. Celine and Vio continued, but then she started missing sound checks, rehearsals. Her heart wasn't in the music anymore. Visual. The Sunlight Sisters fighting a horde of demons in a dark alley. Celine. Worst of all, she began getting ideas from your father. Rumi. Ideas? Celine. Yes. She began to wonder why we needed to hunt demons, believing that eternal servitude to Gima was more than enough punishment. Celine continued. She then began to show mercy to those demons. Visual. Only one demon is left standing, cowering in fear. Mi-young raises her weapon at it and then lowers it. Mi-young whispering, Get out of here. Celine, that vision you saw, but you were already a heartbeat. Me and Suki were watching from afar, trying to see where she was hiding. Suki is the third member of the Sunlight Sisters with the pigtails. They never refer to her by her name, so I just gave her one. Visual. As Icho and Mi-young embrace themselves, his sleeves pull back, revealing inky black demonic patterns pulsating under the surface of his skin. Celine, continue. That's how we noticed the patterns on your father's body. Your mother wasn't just in love. She was in love with an enemy. Cut to interior Sunlight Sister's apartment. Night. Flashback. Mi-young and Icho are panicking their bags. Rumi, now a tiny sleeping bundle, singing in the bassinet in the corner of the room. Celine, VO. The final straw happens just as after you were born. Your mother had just decided to leave the band and her role as a hunter behind. Celine in the flashback. You can't be serious. You're leaving us for this? A monster? Mi-young. I'm leaving you for a life, Celine. I'm sorry you don't understand. Mi-young then hands over to the bassinet and picks up Rumi as she begins to fuss. Icho then takes a few of her suitcases. Celine grabs them, stopping Icho in his tracks. Celine, I can't let you do this. Mi-young, Icho, take Rumi. She then hands Rumi off to Icho as he tries to shush and calm her down. Mi-young, what is your prob? Celine shouting. Have you forgotten who we are, what we stand for? We are supposed to hunt and slay demons, not breed with them. Mi-young, beginning to shout back. Maybe not every demon deserves to be slain, Celine. Did you ever think about that? Mi-young continued. I did not fall in love with a demon. I fell in love with a tortured man inside. Mi-young begins to regain her composure, continuing on her way, grabbing the remaining suitcases. Celine's face twists. Her sword is heard unsheathing. It isn't just drawn, it ignites. Celine, VO. I never wanted to hurt her, Rumi. I swear to you. I was only just trying to cut the runaway, to kill the demon and the mistake that they made. Celine, in the flashback. If this is how it must be! So Celine quickly lunges. Celine, no! In a split second, Mi-young throws herself in the path of the blade. Squelch. The sword passes through Mi's chest and deep into Icho's behind her. They fall together, pinned by the same pit of steel. The room is deathly silent, except for the faint crackling of magic and the sharp, sudden crying of Rumi. Celine, VO. Voice breaking in the present. She didn't hesitate. She chose a monster over me, over us. And in that second, I lost everything. Celine falling to her knees, mourning and grieving her fallen friend. The air is thick with the metallic tang of spirit blood. Mi-young and Icho lay motionless on the floor, their hands still reaching out for each other in a permanent tragic grip. Suki, the third girl, enters, stepping over the bodies of Icho and Mi-young. Her attention isn't focused on her fallen friend or even her grieving friend. Instead, she's focused on little Rumi, back in her bassinet, but still crying out for her parents. Suki, we need to finish the job, she says while drawing a spirit dagger pointing it inches from Rumi's throat. This quickly snaps Celine out of her grief, and she swipes the dagger away from her. Celine, what? Suki, we can't do that. She's just a... Suki, that thing is not a normal baby, Celine. It's a monster, an abomination. We let that live, and we stain everything a hunter stands for. Celine takes off her jacket, beginning to swallow it around Rumi, starting to comfort and quiet her. She then begins to start comforting and quieting her. Celine, you don't understand, Suki. Mi died for her. If I kill her, I killed the only thing she has left. Suki, her voice cold as ice. Then you're just as weak as she was. Suki continued. Fine, then understand this. As long as that thing is here, I won't be. You just chose a monster over your own kind. Suki exits, slamming the door. Celine, said baby Rumi, it's going to be okay. It's okay. I'm going to take good care of you. Rumi begins reaching out her hands, but Celine continues swallowing her, covering up her patterns. She then holds little Rumi closer to her heart. Celine, in the present VO. That's it. Now you know the whole story. Fade to black. Interior Celine's dojo, night, present. The blackness lingers for a second or two longer, and then snap. A sound of a single raindrop hitting a wooden bucket in the corner of the room breaks their trance. The camera pulls back slowly. Celine's still sitting in her chair, her hands gripping the armrest so tightly that the wood is beginning to splinter. Her head now bowed, her face hiding behind her hair. Opposite her, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe are completely frozen. They haven't moved an inch, but their faces and the idol's eyes are different. The idol masks are completely broken. Rumi looks down at her hands. The red-orange patterns don't just begin to pulsate, they spark. They're no longer a symbol of shame. They're evidence. Rumi, a hollow, terrified whisper. You swallowed me. Mira, beginning to stand up. Slowly. And where's Auntie Suki now? Does she still want to finish the job? Celine, I don't know. I never saw her again after that night. Rumi, beginning to stand up. You raised me. To think I was a mistake my whole life. You were the one who told me to cover up my patterns. Mira, Zoe. What? Rumi, do you know how many trips to the bathhouse I missed out on? And I love the bathhouse. The steam, the gossip, the fancy soap. Mira, that's true. She really does. Zoe. Rumi, and now you tell me this? Rumi then begins to throw out the ornate coffee table to the other side of the room. Rumi and Mira and Zoe instinctively leap up to hold her back. Rumi, how could you? You had no right. No right. Zoe, Rumi, it's okay. Just relax. Mira, just calm down. She's not worth it. Rumi, I will not calm down. Her outburst causes the ground to shake once more, knocking Mira and Zoe down to the ground once more. Rumi then draws out her sword, but it ignites just like Celine's did. She then kicks out her chair. I'm sick of this. No more lies, no more truths, and no more covering up. Rumi begins to raise her sword. Tears of anger, rage, and grief welling up in her eyes. Celine closes them, her eyes, bracing herself as tears also begin to well up for her. Mira, sorry, Rumi, no. But instead, playing. She throws it down onto the ground. Celine opened her eyes again. Rumi, get yourself another hunter. She turns around, leaving the dojo. I'm done doing your dirty work. Celine then begins to run after her. Celine, Rumi, wait, I can. Mira and Zoe cut her off, armed with their staff and daggers. They too throw down their weapons in support of Rumi and then leave. Celine, Mira, wait, we can still. Zoe is the only one of the three to stop and look back at Celine, shooting a look of profound hurt and disappointment. Celine, Zoe, please. You're the heart of. Zoe, her voice practically muffled by the rain. I thought you were different. Then begins to catch up with the others. Celine falls to her knees, hanging her head. The rain continues to fall, washing the spirit ash off the dojo porch. Their three spear weapons lie in the middle of the room, abandoned in the dark. As silence reclaims the room once more. Fade to black. End of part 1, The Flames of Truth. Coming soon, part 2, The Rebranding.